So why did I join the military? Um, when I was a child, I always was outside. Um, I was always into, playing with, military toys and role playing the military as a child, like most young boys were. As I got older, one of my friends was actually getting ready to go into the Illinois Army National Guard, and I thought that sounded, very interesting. And I thought about the full-time military, but I wanted to stay around Illinois, so I decided to go into the Guard. I actually joined the Guard when I was 17 years old. As soon as my 17th birthday came, I called a recruiter and had the recruiter come to my house. My parents didn't know about it. And basically, we sat there at the table and signed away. And I joined the Guard. I was still in high school. I had a year left of high school. So I started my military training, my weekend training, while I was a junior in high school. Then went into senior year. Right before I graduated, there was actually a flood in southern Illinois, and I thought I was going to be deployed to that because my whole unit was being deployed. And actually, they wouldn't let me go because I hadn't gone to basic training yet. So I missed out on that opportunity to, play the military soldier that I had signed up to be. But I graduated high school, and as soon as I graduated, they got me into basic training. I was put onto a bus by my dad in Peoria, Illinois, and that was it. I went down to St. Louis by myself. I had never actually been away from my parents or done anything like this before. Went down into St. Louis and went through the initial screening to make sure that I was fit to be in the military. And then I got into a plane. It was the first time I'd ever been on a plane, and flew to Georgia, and ended up in a military building where everyone was being filtered into. Had absolutely no clue what I was getting myself into. It was a shock and awe situation. A lot of people yelling at me and frisking you to make sure you weren't bringing weapons in and everything else. But as I went through the basic training, I learned I could do a lot more than what I thought that I could do. They pushed me to my limits. I was able to, shoot guns for the first time and shoot rockets and throw grenades and, pushed myself to the extreme as far as physical fitness goes. But, it was probably one of the best experiences in my life. And even though I didn't go into the full-time military as a, then 18-year-old boy, going into the National Guard was a highlight of my life. Ended up doing 6 years in the National Guard before I became a police officer. I left the military after my 6 years, right before September 11th occurred. Although I never had any big deployments, and I probably would have if I would have stayed in the Guard or gone into the full-time military, just the experiences I had in growing and learning how to be responsible was one of the best things in my life. And then, like I said, I became a police officer, and then the story continued with me being more adventurous and doing other exciting things, before I ended up retiring and, going into those later years of my life.